my name is WeTalk, and welcome back to my little playlist here of tier listing every single one of my cards in my video game that I'm working on called Shooter with Cards. This is v.1.2. I know I haven't posted in a while, so it's kind of awkward that I'm doing v.1.2. And so I thought I would make a video on it. So, here are all the cards. There's exactly the same amount of cards as v.1.1, except the changes is that we have rarities instead of, the weird little rare card things that I used to have. So I'm going to go through each and every single one of these cards, and I'm going to tell you my opinion on them. Starting off with Bouncy. Bouncy is just a pretty good card. If you stack this is a common card, which means you can really easily stack it, and stacking it is way too overpowered. Need I say more? Portal. Not my pick. I'm not going to put it in F tier, I'm going to put it in D tier, since it doesn't really downright make the player worse, but it's still just not a really good card in my opinion. It's just not very good. Air Shot deserves to go in the same place. All it does is it basically makes the invincibility time of enemies after you hit them a little less, and the only thing that this really does is make Overgrow even more overpowered, why? So this card is not only insanely overpowered, but it's super weak, and I just don't like it. Health Boost is a C tier. I've mentioned this a couple times in my previous videos, but you kind of have to be a good player to use Health Boost, and to even heal the hearts necessary, and you also have to have regen to do it. So I'm thinking of making it so that Health Boost will regen your full hearts for v.1.3, but I'm not really sure. Multi-Shot. Multi-Shot gets to go in the same tier. Multi-Shot is now finally a little bit more useful because rarity is now changed a little bit, but multi-shot is still pretty bad. The only thing you can really use it for is with Bouncy to make the most overpowered gun ever, but for now it's still just not a very good card, and it doesn't really do an accuracy buff. Rarity. Rarity is also going to go in C tier. It's a pretty okay card compared to its old version. Rarity is basically now increases the chances that you'll get an epic or a rare card. And in v.1.3, that also applies to legendaries, I believe. And rarity is just a really good card. It is just a really good card if you want a better chance at getting an actually decent card, such as, Chain or Overgrow, but it's still not that good. But in v.1.3, it does get a buff, so that's kind of cool. Bigger Bullets gets to go in the same. Actually, no, it goes in D tier. Bigger Bullets is just not really that big of an accuracy buff. It doesn't really do that much. It is kind of cool though, and I like the design. And I think in the next update, it might have a synergy with a couple other cards, but for now, it's just not really that good. Faster Reload gets to go into the same tier. The only thing that Faster Reload does for you is hit enemies faster, and with the stun or the downtime of enemies, or the enemy's invincibility after getting hit, just makes Faster Reload a little less useful. Unless you have Air Shot, which again, have I stated, is kind of useless. So it's just D tier. Damage is a B tier. Damage is a really good card if you don't want to die, especially if you're trying to go for the Never Have I Ever achievement, which has been added into v.1.2. So, and that achievement is so hard to get, I doubt anyone could get it. Please make a video proving me wrong. But Damage is not a good card. Damage is not really the best card. It's good for hard mode, and it's good for easy mode if you just want to absolutely deal damage to everything. But honestly, Overgrow just deals a lot more damage, and pumpkin enemies, you would have to have like a ton of these to deal insane amounts of damage to them. and it's also just not a really fun card. But it still can be useful, and it's good for challenge runs. Fire is also going to go in B tier. Fire I actually have no gripes with except for one, which is the fact that you have to have a regen card to use it, which is kind of sad. But in what I'm thinking is adding in an old feature of mine where you can get regen on the very first shop. So that could make fire a little bit potentially more useful in case you ever get it. But other than that, it's just a solid B tier. Timed Heal, actually, is also going to go in B tier, surprisingly. I think this used to be like an F or a D tier, but now it's actually a B tier because of the buff I added to it. Which, it's kind of hard to see, but it says heal half a heart every 15 seconds, which is pretty good, because 30 seconds is way too long. It's once... 30 seconds is 1/20th of an hour, which nobody wants to wait that long. So having half of that just is way better. So, Timed Heal, pretty good card now. It's still non-stackable, so it's still not as good as the other cards, but I might buff it sometime, because it's still a pretty bad card, but it's pretty solid B tier. And same thing goes with Agility. I'm going to put Agility in B tier, because it's really useful against certain faster enemies, such as Super Agils, or even or Dash enemies, or dare I say, even the Divine enemies, which I don't know if they are in v.1.2 or not. I think they are. And Agility is just free speed, so why not? Regen is an A tier, and it will get an S tier for v.1.3, but it's just not really that good. It only heals you half a heart, and the only card that it really helps buff is Fire. But also, it keeps you alive, and it's really useful for health boost in case you're actually good at the game. Shield also gets A tier, because Shield is a really good card now. It blocks multiple hits, and it deals damage. So, enemies literally can't do much against your gun and shield combo. You can just sit still and block enemy attacks in case you need to. And the recharge time is really good. Lifesteal, guess where it also goes into? A tier. Lifesteal's downside is that it's kind of slow, and it's chance based every time you kill an enemy. But the benefit is you can use it during a boss, which I forgot to mention about Timed Heal. So Lifesteal is still just a really good card, and it's still pretty useful. Chain is get this also an A tier card. I think Chain is a really good card. It deals damage to multiple enemies, it's extremely balanced, it's pretty fun, and it just looks really cool. It's not the best card in the world, but it's still pretty good, and it deals multiple damage, so that's great. And of course, Dash and Overgrow both go into S tier. Dash is just a better movement mechanic, and it can get you away from enemies pretty fast, similar to Agility. And Overgrow deals a ton of damage. It almost one hits the pumpkin enemy by itself, and does one hit with air shot or damage, which is insanely overpowered. So yeah, that's the full list. So thank you for watching, and please, I don't really like saying this, and I don't think most YouTubers want to have to advertise this, but please like and subscribe to see more content like this. And maybe one day I'll even make this game in Godot. I'm really thinking about it. I'm thinking about making this an actual roguelike. So that's it. Thanks for watching.